Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morocco. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to the spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to the spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to the spoon. You want to know what is happening, Morocco, to the spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to the spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. If you eat it from regular, my brother, to the spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. You want to get a news update, to the spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, TV. Yes, what you got today?
Beginning now, any platform or any gallery I attend, you can be whosoever in the country. If you stay in insult Baka, I will go beyond. I will not insult you, but I will insult all the people that support you. I'm telling you, some support we need to discipline some people. We need to let them down, get them 25 on their damn bike, so that they can have the respect.
This former Senator Dazo Joseph speaking.
Yes. Anywhere I am sitting, I'm standing. You abuse or on any platform you abuse Baka, I'll go after
President
Baka. I'll go after everyone that abuse them. Tolerance. No, there will not be no tolerance here. You Baka do nothing. You know, put your mouth on him. And you tell the quiet chicken. We will do the same. People will do the same thing to you. Because we have to stop that nonsense. You know the jumper, that's an elderly jumper. You cause it, one generation. And no one is talking about that here. There are people in high places and low places that are involved with this. Former dealer, current dealer, we have to put stop to this.
You want to know?
Do you know that in Sam Gay's room, he got one guy came from there to us, one guy came from his room and to us, he got the picture of President Weah, and he got a bullet point at. Like a target. If you want to target somebody, you put the person picture, then you put a target that you now shoot the person.
You said one guy came from a room?
And to us.
And you want all to believe that kind of thing you did?
Hey, man.
You also tell her to take picture.
You know me again, la.
You're supposed to tell her to take picture.
When he deny it first, then we bring a picture.
Yeah, we'll bring a picture.
We can tell
so he got.
I'm not generally like you.
He got
a politician.
He got president. We have picture with gun pointed.
Then we'll show you.
You just want to say something to put him in the camp.
No, but that's on the side. I'm just telling you his mental state. He's infatuated in a negative way. Do you know?
Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes,
Of the speaker who they classify as illegitimate. Following the passage of the national budget, the Chief Justice authorized an increase in her salary. It is important to highlight that during the national budget hearing, the Supreme Court itself endorsed the participation of judicial financial team to advocate for a budgetary increase under the leadership of the speaker who they classify as illegitimate. Following the passage of the national budget, the Chief Justice authorized an increase in her salary, restoring it from pre-harmonization level, approved retroactive payment of $60,000 United States dollars for the Chief Justice and $40,000 each member of the Supreme Court bench. Furthermore, under the current fiscal budget, the judiciary have procured a fleet of vehicles to enhance its operational capacity. What is more troubling, the ruling rates invalidating critical legislative action, which will include the following if care is not taken. The 2025 national budget, Senate rates. The civil servant salary, the Senate rates. The increment in salary for healthcare workers around the country, it also Senate rates, including doctors, nurses, medical, and all police people.
You provide them
On the to get your information. Okay, we're here. We're back. It's good to be here. It's another amazing day. A great way to start another edition of the Late Night Show. The Late Night Politics and Spoons, where we talk Liberia. We provide you the updates. We bring you analysis on the critical national issues. We afford you the opportunity to have your say on those different issues of national concern every single night. I'd like to welcome you. This platform gives a voice to everyone, irrespective of who you are, your political views. Once we can be safer, of course, we can always express, engage, and make sure that we make our contribution to making Liberia a better place for everyone. Whether it's calling out officials of government, or commending them, or providing some suggestion how the works can get better. Get to do that here. I'd like to welcome you. Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. It's a great way to welcome all of you here tonight to this edition of the program. I want to welcome the many of you joining us. Eric McGill joining us from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for coming on tonight. Robert, oh my God, the name, right? Thank you for joining me tonight. Thanks for joining us. I see henceforth Joseph is here tonight. Thank you for coming on. Andrew Gia is joining us tonight from Palm Hill community there in Bartonsville Township. Thank you for joining on us tonight. Lisa Fode. Lisa, what are you talking about? Always look nice. That's his name. Thank you. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I appreciate you. Abraham Amra Dunor, thank you for coming on tonight. I see Magapu Son Hillary. Thank you for coming on tonight. Sia Kenzie, thank you for being here. Da Moore, as always, we appreciate you. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Avin Takpo, Thank you for coming on tonight. Moses Momolu, one of our ardent followers, we appreciate you. Meninda Duo, thank you from Virginia. And all of you, Menti, I see Maurice Kamara here. Sergi Menti, thank you for being on tonight. Arvin Takpo, we appreciate you. Gladys Kebe, thank you for coming on. We appreciate all of you for joining us tonight. Is another great way to start the late night show on the weekend, especially. I want to appreciate all of you here tonight. Let me bring the team on. Honorable Josh. Clegbe. No, what is Melanie? You know, there's some middle name we had there. I just took notice of that middle name in the chat room. Is it Kegbe or Clegbe?
Can you hear me? Yeah, Chidibwe. Yeah.
But George, that name is nice, Clegbe. It sounds like it sounds like somebody jumping from up, jumping down from up.
My man. That. My man, that's
it's like jumping down in a hurry. Click back. Before you look, the mail are gone. Click back. The mail are already gone.
But Judge it means result. It means result.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it should mean fast result because click back and the result is here.
Oriented. Thank you.
Okay. But Josh, it's good to have you on tonight. Welcome.
It's phenomenal to be here. I'm really happy to be here. I'm still in my nightgown. That tells you how lazy I am today. I'm not leaving in nightgown until maybe later today because I'll be doing assignment and everything. I will sit right at my desk here for the entire time. So it's wonderful to be here. I'm happy, for joining you guys again. I can see my man Sandy and Abraham.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for coming.
Mze AB, Lean Lakwa, your man Lean Lakwa is asking some questions, but y'all handle that off the show. Sandy, welcome to the show. AB, welcome. It's good to have you on as well.
Lean, get up for you, man.
It's good to be here. Good evening.
Yes, sir. It's good to be on tonight. AB, welcome to the show. Mze, sorry I missed your call. But we're going to talk off air. But it's good to have you on tonight, sir.
Yeah, thank you. It's always good for me to be here.
Yeah. And let's hope we can have a great show tonight. With a lot happening across Liberia, I want us to get started. We may not be that long tonight. All right, so we may not be that long tonight, but I want to appreciate everyone for being on here tonight with us, and I also, in a very special way, want to appreciate everyone out there for the birthday wishes, the calls, the text messages, the social media posts, the late night crew came through. It was a blast last evening. The rest of the day, I feel like a celebrity. But I want to appreciate all of you for the birthday wishes, the outpouring of love across.
You are a celebrity, you know that.
I'm not a celebrity. But when you on your birthday, when it's your birthday, you feel like a celebrity. Okay. When you have all that. Yeah. But thanks to everyone. I just thought to throw that in just before we get started. Again, welcome to the show. There's a lot happening across the country, and I think we can do our opening, and then we get the show started. You want to start, Josh? You want to go, and then we'll
Nelson, thank you so much. Nelson, there is this myth in Liberia that even I found that even educated people are indulging into. Without knowing exactly what they're saying. Nelson, we have a system in Liberia. I see people saying that, the Supreme Court knew that if the budget was illegal and they participated in a illegal budget and they get money and they got this, They got that. Guys, let me ask you a simple question if you believe this. The Supreme Court, or let me say this before I ask you that question. The Supreme Court does not look for any case to get involved with. People take cases to the Supreme Court. You go let somebody kill somebody now, and nobody reports a case for you to go to court. You think the Supreme Court will go to your house and say that person wrong to kill your person? It does not happen. People have to take these cases there before they render decision. The Supreme Court does not look for cases. But I see people who are even educated, but because they want to make a political point, they want to indulge into this street talk. They will say, "Oh, then bring the money back that you took." No, the Supreme Court will not look for case. You will take the Supreme Court will only render decision or a verdict on a case that has been taken to it and argue. So I don't know why people are continue to make these mistakes, and it's very frustrating, Nelson. That every time even today before the show began, one of the excerpts you played was of a guy in the NPP regalia trying to talk about the same Supreme Court issue, Nelson.
No, sorry to interrupt, but that was a clip from the Unity Party press conference they had.
Okay.
That was about a week ago. And in that gathering, you had leaders of the Unity Party and other political parties there. They were basically responding to the ruling from the Supreme Court, and then they went on to say how the Chief Justice and the Associate Justices, they got some good money. But I think we discussed that issue lengthily here before.
Yeah, but Nelson, because I'm sure these people will still go to bed having a mindset that because the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court knew that the leadership of the House was illegal, why did they take the money? Why did they do this one? Let me give you a typical example. Musu Scott, the former Chief Justice, was sent to prison by a decision rendered from the lower court. The Supreme Court was there, they did not say anything. That case had to be taken to them. They knew, okay, let's say they knew that the ruling was wrong. But they were not going to do anything. And if nobody had taken that case to them at the Supreme Court, they are going to be in prison forever until that, because our life sentence. So we're going to spend all our life there. So cases have to be taken there. The Supreme Court does not render a decision or a verdict on a case that is not taken before them. Thank you very much, Nelson. I hope we
Thank you. Thank you for your opening, Josh.
We are here to educate people, Nelson. Thank you.
Abby, you want to do your opening? Let's hear you, sir. What's on your mind?
Yeah, Nelson, I just want to be grateful to the Almighty, for sparing our life and to see another day. But my attention has been drawn to the certification of the bulldozer in the National Legislature. His certification was done today, and we can now wait to get to the work that the Nimbalians elected us for. He will be starting hopefully on the 13th of this month. So that is all that's on my mind. I strongly believe that Samuel Koga will massively advocate for the interests of the people of Nimba, and then to see how best we can have a almost like a PYJ in the National Legislature, that is the House of Senate. But thank you very much for affording me the time, and I hope to wait for a fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Sandy, you want to do your opening?
Well, Nelson, happy birthday again. It's good to be here. Josh, maybe it's good to be here with you guys. All of today, I've been reflecting on the issues at the National Legislature, and I've been thinking about, that there really is a critical need for institutional consistency and civil trust, particularly, Nelson, how in how branches of government interact and how public institutions are perceived and used. Now, again, the recent dispute or the ongoing dispute at the legislature that has now brought in the Supreme Court shows a worrying trend. No matter how some of us see it, it's worrisome. You know, when political actors treat legal decisions as optional or selectively valid, because that's what we're seeing right now. You know, after the final interpretation, you would think that the House will immediately, or even the executive will immediately obey, but they are treating it, you know, optional, and they are being very selective. You know, it just when they start to treat decisions like that, then it takes away the national unity that we all solely desire. You know, Liberia has made some democratic process, you know, since the war. But when we start to undermine the authority of courts, and we start to prioritize, political side law enforcement, then Nelson, we must be clear that it risks sliding us backward, somewhere we don't want to be. I'm also thinking about, you know, how our economic opportunity is tied to stability. You know, Liberia have a lot of youthful population that is unemployed. And while we see some progress in entrepreneurship, the country strongly lacks the infrastructure investment that, you know, we need for innovation, for young people to strive, for young people to build. We need to really focus on our infrastructure so that we can promote innovation. Every unresolved political standout that we experience in the country, you know, the protests, all of that delays foreign investments and donor engagement, something that I've been really advocating on this show. So our leaders need to stabilize the country. We need to fight towards that common unity so that we can build a country together, so that we can encourage innovation and also encourage foreign donors and investment to come in the country. There is hope, Nelson. You know, our country has a vibrant society. We see that, you know, strong media presence in the country, like the Spoon Network. We see the presence of, you know, politically active diaspora community, like all of us here. So we have hope. We must all continue to push for reform. We must all continue to push for transparency and sustainable development. So I look forward to a great show tonight, and I look forward to seeing a better Liberia.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to a great show. Looking forward to seeing a better Liberia. And that's the major reason why we come on here every evening. We all want to see a better Liberia. When Josh argues and pushes his point relative to the need for the return of former President George Weah, that is because George believes that former President George Weah can make Liberia better. And he wants to see a better Liberia. When AB comes on and pushes the argument that the Unity Party government is the best government ever in the history of Liberia, and have built more roads than all previous governments combined. And that's because AB loves Liberia, and he wants to see the best of our country. So again, I want to say thanks to everyone for the opening. I want to play a clip here. Now, this is a statement that was made by the senator of Margibi County early this week. Is this something that the current president should be picking up some pieces from? Let me play just a portion of this one. This one right here. I don't know if you guys can see what I have up here. Wow. It's difficult to really get this coming through. But let's.
And I want to call on the president as a son of Lofa County not to be misled by individuals. Look, there are history in the country. When you are the president, President Baka, please listen to me. Because I had the opportunity to be chief of staff of the president. When you are the president of the republic, you have people around you who will tell you to do the wrong thing. But when you fail, they will say you can't listen. Those people will say you can't listen. Mr. Baka, President Baka, you said God wanted you to be president. And you are president of the Republic of Liberia. You have to maintain and make sure you protect the Constitution of the Republic because you took an oath to do so.
Now, this is, you know, we're going to get into the rest of the discussion. But this is Senator McGill at a gathering where you have different opposition political parties. And he's using the occasion to speak directly to the president of the Republic of Liberia. He's telling the president, when you are president, people will be around you. They will advise you. They will tell you to do the wrong things. But when things go bad, they'll tell you, they advise you. And you didn't listen. That's why your administration failed. But meanwhile, when they were there, when they were around you, they didn't give you the right advice. They were telling you that, oh, everything you're doing is right. In fact, clamp down on free speech. In fact, don't respect the rule of law and just do whatever is right. Just do whatever pleases you. But now the question is, this advice coming from the former chief of staff, or let's say the former minister of state for presidential affairs, the chief of staff in the office of former President George Weah. This message coming from the senator of Margibi County told the current president of the Republic of Liberia. What's your own take? What's your own analysis? Is the message timely? You know, does it fall within, you know, the scope of everything that's happening here now? Now, mind you, he was speaking at an occasion where political parties have gathered because they have this mindset that the current administration is disrespecting the rule of law. So instead of just going radical, Senator McGill then is using the occasion to advise President Boakai. What's your take? I mean, let's start with you, AB, on this one. Let's take just a minute or so on this as we move on to the rest of the conversation here. AB, you are muted. Maybe you want to unmute.
Yeah, I welcome Senator McGill's statement. Senator McGill's statement, I strongly believe it was in place because that was like an advice. It was advising. Advice is something that you can be able to give. It's there for us to be able to take your advice or leave it as it is. But I strongly believe he spoke probably very well in terms of advising the president on what to do, on how to handle his decisions. And I strongly believe that Senator McGill, he was now speaking as someone who is against this administration. Senator McGill was speaking as someone who pretty much loved Liberia. And that is the person that he was talking to. He was talking to one of the person who was born in Lofa. So I strongly believe Senator McGill's statement was not a threatening statement. It was just an advice to the president. Now I left now with the president for the president to be able to take Senator McGill's statement in as an advice or leave it as it is.
In the midst of everything here, AB, there are some who think that the administration under which Honorable McGill served as chief of staff and the performance of that administration doesn't put him in the right position to give such an advice. Now, because as I came across this clip, whenever I come across these things, I'm very keen on the reactions. I'm very keen on the views, you know, what people are saying about it.
You know, are you saying that Senator Maggie is not a changed man? No, he is. Senator Maggie, comparing Senator Maggie at the time that he was a chief of staff, and now, that is a great difference. Senator Maggie have changed a lot. Senator Maggie look at things now from two different angles before he speak. He is speaking, not only has that, Senator Miguel is speaking as a senator and as someone who served in such a position before, almost closer to the president. So when he is talking, we listen. Now, when you say that Senator Miguel did not speak out nothing, he just speak trash because when he was in a position, you know, his government did not do well. No. His government did not do well. That was the reason why the Liberia people elected us as the new political party to steer the affair of our country.
Do you think he gave the right advice to former President George Weah? Do you think he was in that space and he was telling former President George Weah that, Mr. President, this thing you're doing is not right. Mr. President, what you're doing is okay. And did that in any way help that administration? And I think this is where a lot of people are coming from.
You know, I cannot be here for me to be able to speak to that because you was here, you was on this very radio when the same government, the same past government put up a threatening statement against her that caused me that I could not be able to go to Liberia for 6 unbreakable years. So I cannot be able to go to that.
That different story there because the people get their own side story too about comments you made and you know and all that kind of thing. But Abi, let me pass you on this one. Thank you, Abi. We're gonna come back to you. But George, what do you think here? Listening to Honorable Miguel, the senator of Margibi County, former chief of staff.
Yeah, Nelson, I'm going to give you a candid, apolitical analysis of that statement, right?
Yeah.
And I just want you guys to give me a second. Nelson, one of the things that when you go look for a job, they will ask you for experience. Usually, your university degree does not give you a job. University, most of the time, what we do that is theory. Some of the things we learn in high school will never use until we die. But experience speaks a lot. That means you have physically been in a position where you see all of the aspect of that position. You have seen what can go wrong, what cannot go wrong, how everything happens. That's why they say experience is the best teacher.
Yeah.
And I want to. If I were the senator, I wouldn't have said this because this is an opposition, right? But I think the senator did a really good job for saying what he said. I think he has a heart.
Why do you think you wouldn't have said that? Why you think so?
The reason I wouldn't have said that is that the Unity Party said we're incompetent. We didn't know anything. We're stealing like for money. That our teachers couldn't take pay, right? They said we're the worst. They were the most educated people. Now they are in power. The same university teachers are crying. They can't pay them. You see it? I will leave it to them. I say you should do it because you guys said we're incompetent. We could not do it, right? So that's why you're to go out. So you do it. I will not say anything. I will not.
But Josh, I want to go back. I want to go back to the point where you spoke of experience. Experience is the best teacher. You know, someone said what experience is. You know, you can pay for experience. That's another one. I'm not getting it right. But this is the point. Do you think just this statement is an admittance on the part of Miguel that there were people advising former President George Weah, that there were people within his cycle, even as chief of staff. Maybe he was trying to advise former President George Weah on certain things, but the former president was not taking it. There were people around, because he's saying when you become president, there will be people around the presidency who will advise you, who will tell you to do the wrong thing. And then when you feel Those same people will say, I advised that president, I advised that man, but he didn't listen to me. And he came from there. Okay, so they say when you never been under water, somebody come from under the water, they say alligator there or cassava under that water. I don't believe it.
Definitely.
So is it telling us what happened around the presidency on the former President George Weah? Is this what Senator Mike Gill is telling us?
Okay, so Nelson, let's get it straight. On the paper, Senator McGill's position was not an advisor to the president, right? He was no way in the place to advise.
You know, and I like the fact you say on the paper. I like the fact you say on the paper. Because you know that he was one of the confidants of former President George Weah. You know that,
That's correct. That's correct. And the thing is that being a confidant does not give you the right to say you are the one who's going to advise the president. He has all the advisors around him. But notwithstanding, you have a say because you are the last person who's going to carry that paper before you to sign it, right? And to take it out there. So you have a say in it. But let's take it like this. My mother once told me, that old lady, she told me, she said, being in leadership is like wearing white clothes. When you take out the clothes to eat, they'll say you greedy. So you're taking your clothes to eat. If you wear the clothes again, when oil get on it, they will say you greedy. So the thing is saying that as a president, if you are the president, those people will be telling you things to do. If you don't do it again, they will say you didn't listen. If you do it again, you fail, then they will say you didn't listen, right? That's the thing. You can win. However, that's why you have to use your own ingenuity, Nelson.
Was he admitting to something here that happened around the president?
He's not admitting to anything because he has been there. Because the advisors for all the presidents in Liberia, they are still in Liberia, most of them, right? They did not fail with the president. Every time we say that president failed, we say that president failed. We don't say the advisors failed. That's why, as a president, as a leader, you have to use your own ingenuity. You have to figure out, because Nelson, I grew up in a village. Let's say I was born in a village, right? I know how village life is, right? And I go and be a leader of my people. I know how the people they are in Benwa, where I was born. I know how the people live. So Nelson, I have to make policies regardless of the people that, because some of the people that will be with me, they have never lived in a village before. Most of the people they were born with silver spoon in their mouth in Monrovia. Some of them have not gone to the villages, right? Some of them did not even run away to be refugee in other countries. Some of them sat in Monrovia until all the wars fought and everything finished. Some of them flew all the way to America, and the next time they come out was two playing again to come to Monrovia. They don't know the things that happen behind there. So that's why, as a leader, the reason why the people choose you is that they feel that you are one of them. And when you're one of them, you have to think like them, and you have to solve the problems like them. So if you listen to your advisors, and not use your own ingenuity, when you fail, that you fail. If you use your ingenuity, if you use what they're thinking about, what they will tell you, if you fail, that you fail again. So you have to depend on yourself and think as a person. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot. Sandy, you want to come on? You want to go ahead?
I agree with both speakers. First time I'm seeing AB agreeing with anyone from the CDC. Maybe you're doing great tonight.
Keep on, AB, keep on.
Look, Senator McGill's statement is in the right place. Whether he's from the opposition or not, what he said wasn't wrong. You know, when the war came, even though there were so many people that worked during Samuel Doe time, the main person that came for was Samuel Doe. When they came for Taylor, even though it wasn't just Taylor that, was killing people around, it was just Taylor that they came for. When President Salif failed, they said President Salif failed. When the past regime was doing, poorly, in some area they said George Weah failed. So that's the advice he's giving to President Boakai. This is President Boakai administration. It is President Boakai legacy. It is President Boakai who was elected president of the Republic of Liberia. So the advice was in place. Now, I can also say that McGill is speaking from experience. And he may be speaking on either side of the coin. It's either he's telling the Liberian people that based on my experience, maybe I advised the president, he didn't listen to me. Or on the other side of the coin, he could be saying that he did not utilize his opportunity to advise the former president. It could go both ways. But whatever the situation is, George said it. Experience is what we look for. Look for in anything. He has the experience. He is an experienced government official at the highest level, very close to the presidency. So he knows what he's talking about. He was in the room with President Weah. Maybe folks were giving advice or folks were not giving advice. He knows what he's talking about. So I would take this advice if I was the president. It's the same advice that I would give the president. This is your legacy. This is your presidency. Don't allow those around you to destroy your legacy. The president came with a beautiful platform, the rescue agenda. Mr. President, this is your agenda. This is your platform. Do not allow some names that we are hearing, Grisby and the other names that are making decisions without you. Some of the corrupt acts that we are seeing, the mispractices we are seeing, some of those things we are seeing, Mr. President. This is your legacy. This is your presidency. So I'm adding my voice to Senator McGill. I don't always agree with him. The brother entered university in 2009. He graduated in 1997.
Stop that comment.
Come on, man. Come on, Sandy.
I know you're put saying inside again.
But this is a serious advice. And I think President Bouaga should take it. Thank you, Nelson.
But Sandy, anyway, thank you. But the question is, if this advice is as good as it is, as the analysis is going, then why was such an advice around former President George Weah, and he was just a one-term president, despite wanting to go for a second term? If this very good advisor, this well-skilled, well-experienced advisor was around former President George Weah, how come he became a one-term president?
Nelson, again, it's either he gave the same advice to President Weah didn't take it, or maybe he didn't give the advice.
No. And Cindy, you're driving me somewhere. Is he saying publicly that he likewise gave all the pieces of advice he had to former President George Weah, but former President George Weah did not listen to him?
I can't say that. He wasn't, there is no definitive answer to that. Senator McGill could be saying either. He could be saying he gave the advice. He could be saying that I did not give the advice. I cannot speak for Senator McGill.
Look,
you do not expect Senator McGill to come on and say, look, I advised President Weah.
Sandy.
But Nelson, listen.
This thing is deep.
Nelson, listen. Whether McGill gave this advice to Weah and Weah didn't take it, or he didn't give it to President Weah, he's giving it to a sitting president now. Let the sitting president see the logic in it. Nelson, not everyone on your side will give you good advice. And not everyone against you will give you bad advice. Sometimes listen to the opposition. Some of them might be telling you something good. Not every member of the opposition want to see you fail. And even if they want to see you fail, sometimes they will say something that you need to pay key attention to. And I think this one, the president should pay attention to it.
Abby, you wanted to make a quick point just before we transition?
No, I strongly believe that Senator Miguel was speaking from experience. Senator Miguel was speaking from what happened to the former president during that time.
And that's the question, Abby. That's the question right there. Now, it's one thing for a motivational speaker who have not experienced a particular situation, but just read on it or whatever to give a piece of advice on something. And it's another thing for somebody who has been in a particular space to give you an advice on that particular subject matter or on that particular issue. This man sat right next to the former president. This former president wanted 2 terms. And then, in that space with the former president, a lot of things were around the corner. Of course, you know, AB, that there were times you hear people say, oh, people advise the people around the president, they're not doing well. The president making mistakes, or they're not advising the president and everything. Now, one of the persons who was just within that cycle is coming to the public space to say, when you're president, people will give you wrong advice. And when you do the wrong thing, then you feel they come by and say they advise you, but you didn't listen. But just zero in, so we transition.
And that is to say that at that time, during that days, they were able to give advice to former president that was not going in the directions of the Liberian people. So now, he is now senator, so he decided for him to be able to come out, to be able to advise the sitting president on that same subject matter. Because during that time, they did it. It did not succeed. They did not succeed because they came to the Liberian people for second term, and that was not.
I really want us to transition at this point.
Okay.
But I see our brother Ture coming on. Ture, welcome to the show. Have you been following the conversation? If not, then we can.
I have definitely, Nelson. I have been.
Okay, so since you've been falling in, let me just throw this in quickly, then you can come in. Let me throw this in. Sorry, I didn't have the time to edit this.
That began in Liberia, and I want to call on the president, as a son of Lofa County, not to be misled by individuals. Look, there are history in the country. When you are the president, President Baka, please listen to me, because I had an opportunity to be chief of staff of the president. When you are the president of the republic, you have people around you who will tell you to do the wrong thing. But when you fail, they will say you can't listen. Those people will say you can't listen. Mr. Baka, President Baka, you said God wanted you to.
Okay, so let's forget about all that prophecy aspect. But he said, we have history in this country. The history is there. And aside from the history, he's speaking from experience, because he said, I served as chief of staff to the former president before. So I've been in this space, plus the history that's already there. I'm giving you an advice. What do you think is happening here, Ture?
Well, good evening to you, Nelson. Good evening to my fellow panelists, and obviously our listening audience. Good evening to you, wherever you are. Now, Nelson, look, at the end of the day, man, look, good advice from former chief of staff. I don't know whether you're a chief of staff or
Minister of State for Presidential Affairs.
Right?
Yeah, he's a chief of staff.
Yeah, so basically, what it's good that he's saying that. Is it truth to what he's saying? Absolutely. Do the president have, especially Liberia or places like Liberia, where information does not, channel into, an area of collaboration? Anybody can get pulled in your ear and just say something there, and then that becomes the order of the day. Unlike the U.S., before someone can actually become Minister of State, you probably been around the Department of State. The Department of State for 20 plus years. You know what I mean? Like you have experienced the inside of the State Department for you to even ascend to that position that Nathaniel, that Senator Nathaniel McGill was actually in. Did Nathaniel McGill have any interest being in foreign services or anything like that to have that position? Only God in heaven knows. But what he's saying, in essence, it is true. In as much I don't agree with anything Nathaniel McGill said about foreign affairs and anything like that. But what he's saying, it is absolutely true, Nelson. The president gets the ears of so many people, from family to relatives, from former, colleagues in school, professional friends, and all of that stuff. So the president is not some kind of a body that's actually protected as to who is feeding the president information. Like in other places, before you get in that space to even have a conversation with the president, brother, it's not an easy thing. But Liberia, you can see the president as kind of gathering, and like in the case of President John Mahama, we knew how accessible and available the president was, and people could actually eavesdrop and even get in the president's space to have a one-on-one conversation with. These are not stuff that you see happening in a part of the world lightly. But he's saying the right thing though. Even though I don't believe I don't really I respect him as a person, but in that space, there's a guy who came here and told us that he was going to make sure that ULA, a non-profit institution in America.
Come on, man.
His purpose was no. You see, when we're trying to give our opinion on issue, Nelson, you have to allow us to put.
No, I'm not preventing you. I'm not preventing
allow me
you.
to put in context. What did Nathaniel McGill do? Came here. ULA invited this guy. This dude came here. He said voluntarily. That was not ULA position. This guy voluntarily, I don't know whether he became so happy on a microphone that when he returned back, he would tell the president, Joe, we are president, we are at the time now, that they will put ULA on the budget.
On the national budget.
On the national budget.
No, Three. For the sake of our people in Radio Land, some people who don't know what is
we're
ULA
not talking
is.
about Nathaniel McGill.
What is ULA? No, Josh. The brother is making his point. We're about to transition. What is ULA?
ULA is the Union of Liberian in the Americas.
And then the former chief of staff in the office of the former president said,
and I quote, I was in a hotel, I was in the hall when he said that when he returned back, he would talk to President George Mahama and they will put ULA on the national budget. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And gentlemen, I was sitting right there.
Why is that bad? Tell me, you guys why is that bad?
No. I'm not saying anything is wrong or right, but you have to give the brother the time to say.
Why is that bad?
Why is that bad?
Yeah, in Australia.
Why is that bad? Is ULA a registered institution in Liberia? No, it's not. ULA is a registered institution in the Americas. You cannot in any way put a foreign entity on national budget. You can't do that. Even though that foreign entity, out of its support, and the reason why ULA was funded was to connect all Liberians across these United States, right?
America can put Liberia on a budget. America putting Liberia on a budget.
No. Josh, you have to give our brother the time.
Man, come on, Nancy. I need to feel protected, bro. Come on,
you are protected. Just take your 30 seconds.
At the end of the day, there's a guy we're talking about. Everything he's saying it's good. Telling the president is a president. Don't listen to everybody. People come around you and tell you something, right? At the end of the day, when you feel that they see very poor, we have something to say, they see are doing these things, are doing that thing, right? So I will give you credit for that. Anybody can say that and that will make sense. But other than that, Nathaniel McGill does not have any moral credibility to be saying anything other than that. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Alfred, have you been following the conversation? If not, then we can transition.
I've been following the conversation there, but I just let it throw my 2 cents on this Nathaniel McGill.
Take it up quickly.
You know, Liberia, I would agree with my brother Abraham when he said, you know, quote unquote, Liberia is a place. Because if we were really a country, you know, let me first of all establish that what Nathaniel McGill is saying, in part, he's correct. Unfortunately, the problem we have in Liberia is that most of these guys who occupy, you know, these, you know, position of power, most of their advice or their modus of operandi are not built on statistics. Here in the US, for example, an economic advisor to the president rely on strong institutions because the economic outlook of the country can be published by big institutions. The labor statistics, for example, that is an institution responsible to ensure that it track the economic activities of the country in terms of employment, unemployment, and all of that. So Nelson, what I'm saying here is that in our country, we don't have strong institutions. We have strong men. And most of the time, they lead the country based on their instincts. They don't lead the country based on statistics or what is happening, you know, what the outlook of the economic operations in the country is. So for people that Nathaniel McGill that sits there and say, you know, sometimes they lie to the president, it's true. They lie to the president because of the proximity they have with the president. They want to remain in that space. So they lie to the president. So he's warning to President Boakai. I think he's, you know, he's coming from a good place to say that. But again, let's look at Nathaniel McGill's history as chief of staff of the of former President Weah. What was his impact in terms of the president's actions in the country? This is a man that went and stayed in Banga City and told the people, say, we will steal the money, but we're paying the houses here for you. That's the kind of man that you want to tell that will come here and bring an argument. It's quite unfortunate.
Thank you.
Can I get 3 seconds, please? Just 3 seconds, please.
We really want to transition. Okay, yeah, take a few seconds.
I just want to, you know, sometimes we go against people because we lack information or knowledge. And that's the problem with Liberia. And guess what? Everybody knows everything. So even when you say something, people who cannot even analyze that thing to see the sense that you are making, they will just say it's some kind of way, you know, derogatively, and people just are going against you. Let me tell you, America puts Liberia in her budget. Liberia is a foreign organization. But guess what? A foreign country. Guess what? But it's in the interest of America to give Liberia money. Because if America does not do it and Liberia goes towards China or go towards Russia, America loses that strategic point, that place. So America is in America's interest to support Liberia budgetarily. That's what they used to do it. So ULA has been an organization that is funded by Liberians and helping to support the government, how they call it, stability overseas, because all the coup d'etat, all the bad things that can happen always start from America. Y'all are seeing in America that you can always pay people, give people money to kind of Liberia to take government over. So when the government
Josh, I beg you, that's a grave allegation. That's a grave allegation. I think that is your view. That is George speaking. His view doesn't represent.
Nelson, quick. I want to just point out something real quick. Is Georgie in sleeping clothes? If yes, he need to go change.
How does that
Josh.
We need to be a professional.
I'm in a shirt.
But that shirt not looking too good. We can see your chest.
Josh, you gotta go change. Yeah.
No, but Nelson show me that thing here. Then I mean, you know, moderating. Go change your clothes.
Nelson,
you know, the president got bad. Are you taking and kick the guy off the show?
Nelson, I think there's a need for clarity, Nelson.
I think let us transition.
George should not come here.
Yeah, there's a need for clarity.
George should not come here and try to build a moral ground on issues of different variation. America have budget support for countries. All right. Liberia is not on America's national budget. That is not what it is. If you're telling me that a non-profit should be put on a national budget of a country, that is just, come on, man. Don't try to
Thank you.
confuse things here.
Thank you. I want us to transition now.
And just out of what my mobile Ture just said, the whole issue of ULA going on the national budget in Liberia was a calculated attempt for Nathaniel Maggie friends to get money out of Liberia. That all it was.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis, for reminding Nelson, because he sat there and acted like you see George running morning rope on the shore. And I was about to tell him too.
Emmy, you want to bring
if
politics?
I'm wearing my sleeping black, he'll put me in the back.
No politics. No politics. Let's discuss the issue.
Beginning now, any platform or any gallery I attend, you can be whosoever in the country. If you stay in insult Baka, I will go beyond. I will not insult you, but I will insult all the people that support you. I'm telling you, some support we need to discipline some people. We need to let them down, get them 25 on their damn bike, so that they can have the respect.
This former Senator Dazo Joseph speaking.
Yes. Anywhere I am sitting, I'm standing. You abuse or on any platform you abuse Baka, I'll go after
President Baka.
I'll go after everyone that abuse them. Tolerance. No, there will not be no tolerance here. You Baka, you do nothing. You don't put your mouth on him. And you tell the quiet chicken. We will do the same. People will do the same thing to you, because we have to stop that nonsense. You know the jumper, that's an elder jumper. You cause it, what generation? And no one is talking about that here. There are people in high places and low places that are involved with this. Former dealer, current dealer, we have to put stop to this.
Okay, so that's the voice of the former senator of Bomi County, Senator Sando Dazo Johnson. Okay, so let me put this up. Let me put this one up quickly. This one. Okay. So it says what? So you see the hailing there already. The president, JMB, MOS, that's Ministry of State, RL, Republic of Liberia, 27. Okay, so May 1, 2025. Honorable Sando D. Johnson, former senator, Bomi County, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Johnson, I am pleased to inform you of your appointment as legislative liaison of the president to the Liberian Senate. We trust that you will demonstrate utmost integrity, dedication, and commitment, and continued loyalty to the country in discharge of your duty. Kind regards, the president signed the communication. So this is where we are.
I see what you're trying to do here.
No. You not see what I'm trying to do. We're just trying to, understand what's happening here. We're just trying to understand what's happening here. When exactly did the senator make this comment? And Emmy, if the conversation is very tough for you, we can excuse you for this conversation for this one, But we're trying to understand what's happening here. The senator made the appearance early this week, and that communication was early this week. Okay. The senator, look, guys, I'm not going to say much about it. Let's get into the conversation. So
can you put that up again so I can get a context of my conversation regarding that letter, please?
Okay. So because of that, let me just go in detail. The clip I just played is the former senator. Now, he appeared on the breakfast show, thanks to the guys, Punch breakfast show, where he said that moving forward, anybody who insults the president, that person, there will be no tolerance. He will go for you, but he will not just end with you. He will insult your supporters. Now, he didn't just say go for you, but he used the real word insult. He said he will insult you and he will insult your supporters or the people that are behind you. And then a few days after, we're seeing this communication. Appointing the former senator as legislative liaison told the president, told the Liberian Senate. I mean, let's try to make some analysis around what's happening here. What was the senator's comment in the right place, in the first place? Let's start the whole analysis from there. Was the senator's statement in the right place? This is a former lawmaker, Sando County. This is not small man, not Sando, but Birmingham. Yeah, this is no small man. And going on the national radio in the public space on the morning breakfast show and sending such a caveat. Was his warning his warning in the right place in the first place? I mean, was he right? Are there people insulting the president? Should they continue to insult the president? No. Is he in a position to set the deterrents to stop people from insulting the president? Now, if he goes and react to what people are doing, okay, let's say people are insulting the president, and the former senator goes after those people, start to insult them or insult the people who he thinks are supporters. Does that make any difference here? Are we going to be helping any situation here? Are we going to be building any better country here? Is that the proper way to stop what's happening? I want us to start the conversation from here, and maybe Francis, you can go ahead on this one, and then we go around the table.
All right, Nelson and my colleagues on the set. First and foremost, I'm grateful to my God for everything. But I am not surprised though. You know, it has become an epidemic, if I would call it political epidemic, on the issues of the patterns and the methodologies of our governance system in Liberia, from one administration to another.
What do you mean?
They have not changed. And I'm not too sure it is going to change because the country is poverty striking. So even former leaders, small thing can just motivate them. Everybody want to bully the leader or those who are around our leader. In addition to that, maybe some of you don't know where Sando Johnson come from. Sando Johnson comes from the background of MPFL/MPP, and he was in the House as a majority leader for the MPP. The MPP-led government was produced by the MPFL. You all know that story. He was there forever until Taylor left. He was also in there representing the MPP interest during the transitional arrangement until Omar Eden came in and he got booted out. Later on, he became senator for 9 years. If somebody who is a former senator, former representative, if we are all together probably almost 30 years in government, and that man does not even have a sustainable and reliable and dependable retirement.
No.
So appointment in my mind, don't say no. Let me say my own. This
is somebody.
And I'm coming to the motivation. I'm coming to the motivation.
Going to his livelihood. You're saying
I have to go there because this is how it has been and continue to be like that. And that's why we don't have a good leadership.
No, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to the livelihood. But my point here is, don't you think he's doing what he's doing out of conviction?
No, it is not.
I get it that sometimes people will do things because they want to survive. But former senator, former lawmaker, being in government, I mean, he's sitting pretty tight. Is there any
I don't
reason
think so.
We should get to that point to hold people by their conviction that this man is embarking on this endeavor because he thinks it is uncivilized, it is unacceptable for people to take the public space to continue to insult the presidency. If you are condemning former Senator Sanders Johnson, are you equally going to be condemning people who insult you?
I am not condemning him. I'm just saying the outlook of our governance system and our country. Leaders come in, everybody want to go closer for the purposes of jobs, to survive. We saw somebody who served as justice minister during the junta regime. May his soul rest in peace. Before they died, they could not even afford candy. They were eating on the dump site because Madame Celine refused to give them anything. I was at the Minister of Foreign Affairs. For the respect of his family, I don't want to call him. I have seen people that serve as representatives. Some of them were senators. They become chief of office staff to another representative in Liberia. Maybe the pay have increased now, unrealistically, but because of the big pay, these people, for some reason, they don't manage their money very well.
20
so
seconds.
I do not even have fundamental problem with what Senator Johnson said. Because in the first place, he just doing his part. The people or the individual that he is insinuating that have been abused verbally through my calls and other calls, and that same individual, people that abusing him now, they can be for him. He didn't have problem with it. Just a few weeks ago, we had another individual in Imakande campaigning for the party. Why he didn't have problem with that? Senator Johnson is looking for something bigger than that.
Thank you.
The liaison officer job, according to media report, unconfirmed, is about $1,500 every 30 days. So someone got to push the line to say, okay, that's just about a nephew. So by the time we go low, he will be appointed ambassador. That's the main thing I'm not chasing. So for me, let him go after whoever called Joseph Boga that their business. In my story, the people I worry about in Liberia every single day, that the ordinary people, the everyday people, because they are the victims of their behaviors.
Thank you. Ture, you want to comment on this one?
Yeah, Nelson. Okay. So we are you know, we come from a school of thought that says, okay, we're gonna respect and adhere to you know, rules and regulations, and not to point upon people freedom of expression. So now if we're gonna say, and there's everything, all this thing has to do with timing, right? So this guy said this, and then in less than 72 hours he's appointed. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we got to look at these things. I'm not here to obviously judge who the president appoints, but I'm also going to look at what that person did to deserve that appointment. A lot of Liberians will sit back and say, because he had that take on that breakfast, whatever, you know, was that the motivation behind his appointment? You know, and if that's the sole purpose of the president appointing him, then I'll have a problem with that. Because what he did over there was absolutely wrong. Insult is not a violation under the Constitution. You can insult anybody you want to insult. You know what I mean? Morally, culturally wrong. Freedom of speech protected under the Constitution? No, it is not. So we have to be able to differentiate what is morally acceptable to what the Constitution allows us to do. All right? We are all, you know what I mean? Obviously, we are all directed by our culture, our religious value, and our family values. Well, I'll go sit and start calling somebody man, somebody pa. Definitely not going to do that. You know, I was not raised like that. You know what I mean? The mosques I go to, they did not teach me to be that. And in the village I grew up in, Batala did not in any way, you know, give me that moral or at least that upbringing. So that's not my cup of tea. But I'm not gonna have problem with somebody that engages in behavior like that, protected under the Constitution. No, I don't. You know what I mean, Nelson? So basically, he can support the president any way, shape, or form he wants to support the president. But he cannot in any way do that by literally
insulting, going after people,
other people's rights to expression. You know what I mean? Like in this country, I can run my social media platform right now, and I can do it right now, and I can share within the chat room. I can insult the president right now, the president that, you know what I mean? The orange man behind the Muslim bear, you know what I mean? I can post it on my Facebook page, and I'll go to sleep tomorrow morning and wake up and not do anything.
So Ture, I want to end up with you. Family, welcome to the show. We're going to take George next. But I want to highlight a few comments. What some of our viewers are saying is very important. Elegant Design says, I believe his appointment letter was in process.
I believe so too.
She believed that this thing is something that was already in the making. In order for someone to get appointed, it's not a one-day thing.
I think so too.
Processes, needs will be submitted. The president will go through the listing. There will be vetting, and then they select the best person who is best suited for the job. So she believes that appointment was in process, legislative liaison of the president to the Liberian Senate, and so he didn't get the job because he said he would insult other people. Now, there is another comment here. This one from William Jala, sorry. He says, does it really matter if he is a former senator for doing the right thing? Should someone like Yeke Koluba be allowed to continue to carry on his hurling insult at others? Now, and this is where it gets even interesting. We have seen Honorable Yeke Koluba of District 10, my district, the place I live, that I'm a lawmaker. Honorable Yeke Koluba, I don't know what I'm proud to say this, but
sorry to hear that.
I'm very proud that my representative too. I voted for him, and I will vote for him again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My lawmaker, let me say it that way. My lawmaker takes onto the public space. He insults the president. He says some terrible things about even women and other people in government. So a lot of people are seeing this, the current position or the pronouncements made by the senator, as something that's going to set a deterrent. That when someone like Yeke Koluba, my lawmaker, wants to come up and insult, the current president, when he sees someone like former Senator Sandor Dazzle Johnson coming up from another angle. So the two men, they get our own history, and you don't want to go there, NPFL and NPP. Let me put it the NPP way. NPP. Where NPP District 10 see NPP former bombing county coming from the both end, and NPP District 10 wants to insult. When NPP District 10 sees NPP bombing county, there's some kind of something happening there. So a lot of people are seeing it from that angle as well. That this is going to set the pace for a crime. That nobody will just feel free now that you can go insult the president because you will go scot-free. And people will heal you and vote you the next election. Ture, what do you think? Then we take George next on this one.
So Nelson, what I think about this, it might as well have been in the pipeline, so to speak. But antics do matter though, right? And people will look at it and be like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, instead the government come and tell us all of the paper trail to say, okay, we started processing the guy in late November. You know what I mean? But they're not going to do that. But we'll just look at this guy make this statement in less than 72 hours, and his appointment letter appear, right? So we're going to talk about that. And besides, who is this guy to even tell anybody how to refer to the president? Look, I'm for free speech, freedom of expression. And Dillon said it best. We tolerated Yeke when Yeke are going on former President George Manel. We are 24/7, right? 24/7. Was it okay then? No, Unity Party or President Joseph Numa Baga, they did not say, I don't want your endorsement if you continue their level of rhetorics, in terms of insult and all of that stuff. I want to live in a Liberia where someone can look at somebody and their baggage and say, you know what, I don't need your support because it does not in line with my moral apparatus. Are we going to do that? But if you're okay, then we can be now hypocritical that someone is actually doing it to an elderly statement. Do I allow somebody to insult President Joseph Numa? Absolutely not. But Joe, we have a president too, though. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Thank you very much, Nelson.
All right, George, you want to come in on this one? Let's hear you.
Thank you, Nelson. Nelson, look, this thing is hard to talk about because the way I see it and all of the analysis I've done about Liberian politics is about politics is a form of survival for our people. It's how it's like, how should I say it? It's their way out of poverty, right? So it is approached with one take it, take all, you know what I mean? Where they will neglect every moral, standards in their head. Everything that has to do with being I don't want to use the term righteous, but being morally right? They will ignore all the aspects just because they want to accomplish it. Because it's like you do or you die, right? So you find that people, because it happened in America. When one pastor said something in Obama time, Obama, he clearly came on and said, if you're going to support me, I don't support what you're saying. If you're not going to do it, you are not going to support her. You know what I mean? Because Obama can go and sit down in his house and will still get his meal and everything that he was saying he's going to good schools. On the other hand, a black guy does not accept Koloba's nonsense and accepting to follow him, to campaign with him, he knows that Mark Ketuma will still be selling cold water in front of the house. And his son will still be selling, a tie on the road. So it is a form of, he wants to lead that particular, level of life to move upward. So he will, by unconsciously, or that what they call the unconscious bias, or your unconscious bias. They will forget everything just to accomplish that particular thing. That's what's happening. This Samuel Johnson man is doing this because other people will say, the appointment was in the making. Other people will say maybe when he did it after it, because I'm sure those people who are saying it's in the making, they are the supporter of this government. Because they don't want Bwaka to look bad, because if Bwaka appointing after saying this, that means Bwaka supports this. So we are not sarcasm. We get sense. What they are trying to do is that to share the president out of this whole thing. They say, oh, the thing was already in the making, so the president not supporting, but the president already going to support the man. Why they did it? But we are not stupid. We are not stupid. Yeah, but let me just conclude with this. Those people that continue to do these things, they are making our society to be the way it is. That's why our society does not improve. When people are punished, if the president will say, because he said this, I'm going to withdraw the appointment because I don't support you causing people in the streets or causing people on radio. Because if you do it, then what else our children will learn? If the president does it, then it is a change for the better for our country. But if he does not do it, and just say, oh, and just laugh about it, that means he's supposed to. And guess what? This thing will be prolonged. Society will always be people will be insulting people because we support another person, and desperation was setting, and the leaders, because they don't want to lose their leadership position, they will accept you in their fold because they are afraid to lose it, because when they lose it, they will lose elections. That's the thing, they will lose numbers. So that's the thing. It's sad, but that's the reality. Thank you.
We're gonna take Cindy, but just before bringing Cindy in, let me play just a portion of this.
Beginning now, any platform or any gallery I attend, you can be whosoever in the country. If you stay and insult Baka, I will go beyond. I will not insult you, but I will insult all the people that support you. I'm telling you, some people we need to discipline some people. We need to let them down, get them 25 on their damn bike, so that they can have the respect.
This former Senator Dazo Joseph speaking.
Yes. Anywhere I am sitting, I'm standing. You abuse or on any platform you abuse Baka, I'll go after
President Baka.
I'll go after everyone that abuse them. Tolerance. No.
He said, no, I don't have time for tolerance. You have to save that whole story about tolerance. We need to give them 25 on their back. Okay. So, but Sandy, you want to go in? Let's hear you on this one.
Well, Nelson, first, we must discourage anyone from being publicly disrespectful to our leaders. That's the first thing. Our democracy should not get us to a point where we will continue to verbally abuse our leaders. I understand the whole thing about free speech, but we are a different society. You know, often us that here in the diaspora, we always wish that we can raise our children back home. And whenever we wish for that, we make a clear distinction between here and back home. And more often, the distinction is that the culture back home. I want my children to experience the culture back home. But it seems like, gradually we are taking away that culture. And then we are adapting to what we have here in the name of free speech. President Bouaga should not be insulted. President Weah shouldn't be insulted, or any of our leaders. We can disagree with them, but to verbally abuse them is wrong. Now, I agree with George to some extent. Most of the folks that work in government become dependent of government. So sometimes they will say anything, they will act in any ways to defend their position. And I think this might be playing here. We heard this yesterday too. It was wrong yesterday, so it's wrong today as well. We heard this yesterday where a statement was made that if anyone insults President Weah, they won't walk the streets of Monrovia. It was wrong yesterday. It is wrong today. It's a threat. When you insult President Bouaga, I will come after you. I will insult you. We should give you lashes. No, Mr. Sando Johnson, we are not giving people lashes anymore. Lashes and Doffa Tape and all of that were happening during Taylor time. No one getting lashes, no one getting Doffa Tape anymore. So that statement is just ridiculous. But I think it can go both ways. Let us all discourage folks from abusing our leaders, and let us discourage folks from also threatening citizens. Let us have dialogues in ways that would not threaten anyone, that would not become unprofessional, but also, that would not go against our culture. I think, if anything, our common denominator should be that we hold our culture strong. I'll end on this. It's so sad that our country is one of the countries in the region that is fading away in terms of cultural practices. We don't have it. You will find a Gio Debo dancing, then we say that culture, but culture go way beyond that. And I think our culture is fading away. And one of the things that's fading away is really how we respect our elders. I would not insult anyone older than me. If I'm sitting on a seat and I see George, for instance, come here, or Alfred come here, I will wake up and they will sit down. That's what I was taught to do. But I think that is fading away in the country. And we need to really fight to maintain that. Nelson, thank you.
Thank you very much, Sandy. Alfred, you want to go, and then we bring Pamela in.
Thank you, Nelson. First of all, what I am about to say is squarely the view of Alfred M. Konoa Sr., a son of Papa District, Grand Cape County.
I don't like that.
It does not reflect the views and aspiration of Spoon FM and the Spoon Corporation. Scandal Dazzle Johnson needs to go and see a psychiatrist, because these are people in our country that destroy this country. People like Scandal Johnson should not see power. What has he done for the people of Bomi County? Bomi County is considered a bombing holes. Everything in that place, when you enter Peppermint Bread, that's the only thing you can see. The county is one of the poorest county in Liberia. This man has been in the corridor of politics since I was 9 years old. Senator Dazo Johnson from the NPFLD to the transitional government to the National Patriotic Party of Liberia, where he was representative, becoming senator for 9 years. What has his impact been for the country of Bomi? Nothing. These guys are a bunch of rogues. They just see government as the only place they can survive. You know? So it's quite unfortunate that President Bwaga will give someone who was in the legislature for over 9 years and still cannot barely feed himself after leaving public office. It's quite unfortunate.
No. After you can say the man can feed himself.
But there's no problem saying that.
Nazi. Come to think of it. Okay, let's look at the appointment. Let me leave Samuel Johnson out of this conversation for a moment. Nothing. Let me leave Samuel Johnson out of the conversation for a moment. Does the appointment even necessary? Is the appointment even necessary? It is not necessary.
Well,
because what President Bwaga wants, what President Bwaga wants when you have people like Rachel Kuhn in the House of Representatives? What President Bwaga wants when you have people like Darrell Jonah in the Senate?
No, but then we have to go back to the communication. It says, I am pleased to inform you of your appointment as legislative liaison of the president to the Liberian Senate. So it's not about honorable.
That's the question I'm asking you now. Based on this appointment, what does the president want when you have front runners in the Senate? Then the likes of Darius DeLong, the likes of Nombi Kanga Lawrence.
Are those front runners you're talking about, are they liaisons? No, they're not liaisons.
Nelson, the point of the matter here is politics. Does Senator Johnson have the political weight to influence anything in the Senate? Aside from those that he already, does he have that political weight? He does not. So the thing is just about putting food on Senator Johnson's table. That's all about it. Because he broke. He doesn't have anything.
Give me 5 seconds of your time, please, Abra.
You get the point of any time, Francis.
The old man is broke. He doesn't have anything. He's looking for a job. He begging President Bwaga to get his job because when they were in the legislature, they never passed any good laws that will uplift the country, where we have private sector investment, where we have the private sector working that way. Even when he leaves the public sector, he can still have job to do in the private sector. He doesn't have anything. These guys were just stealing our country money and are not putting any laws down that will bring the country to where it is that we can appreciate. So for me, I disagree with the president on this appointment. He should withdraw it. It's not going to impact Liberia in any way and form. Thank you so much, Nelson.
Thank you. Fambola, you want to come in quickly on this one?
Thank you very much, Nelson. You know, today I'm gonna start with Proverb 4:7, and it says that wisdom is the principal thing. The most important thing that anybody can acquire is wisdom. And I've always prayed for wisdom, and God has blessed Liberia with an elderly statesman, and I'm very positive that He's also helping him with wisdom. Look, I don't have any problem with the president appointing the former senator as a liaison. I don't know how we really understanding the position. And if the position were non-legislative, then we could question that. Look, I'm not going to discuss the issue about Samuel Johnson sitting on a radio platform and saying that he's going to whip somebody. People who understand criminal justice know very well that before you judge somebody or before you incriminate somebody, you have to look at the intent, look at the person background, investigate and see what the person capable of doing, what the person can say. Look, Liberia is a free country. Everybody can say anything. Just sat on the issue here and said a lot of things here, which of course are not just. I'm not saying it on the basis that Judge can do it, but Judge was saying it because he was bitter with the president and he sat on the show and he told us that he does not have the emotional intelligence, and that's unfortunate. So everybody have some level of weaknesses. Everybody have their own problem. But the issue here is, why can we not just speak directly to the fact that this man is going to serve as a liaison between the Senate and the executive. He's not going there to go whip somebody. He's not going there to go call somebody. The man has not even assumed the position yet. So I don't know why some of my friends then just beating that man left and right, and somebody say the man cannot feed himself. It's not about somebody feeding themselves. You don't even have the evidence that man not able to feed himself. Why would you even say somebody self all those years and not even able to feed themselves? You don't bring somebody way down like that because you don't even know much about the man. Yes, we can disagree with politics. Yes, he served the government, he served in the legislature, and the people of Bomi County are poor. But you don't have any evidence of anybody from Bomi County coming to you and telling you, say, oh, we are very poor and wretched, and they may have not done anything for us. You don't have any evidence of that. All I want you to do is get free talk. But the issue here is this man was given a letter to serve as of liaison an year. Listen, between the Senate, Yombi Kanga Lawrence is heading the Liberian Senate. The vice president is there. But those people cannot be running between the executive mansion and the Liberian Senate. They can be running beyond, because those people they have their own function too. So
Pamela, I beg to differ with you, man. You're arguing that holy water to me.
Let's give Pamela his 30 seconds to land. Let's give Pamela his 30 seconds to land. We have to take few calls. Yeah.
Look, Sano Johnson going to serve as the liaison, whether you like it or not. President Bouaka did his consultation. We all cry for government of inclusion. If this government wants to succeed, and people who the president still deemed necessary that they can work and they can still contribute, the president will do it in consultation with people who advise him. And I don't think his character or his moral character that whatsoever he portrayed out there should judge him from his intelligence. So not everybody. So if anybody you see out there causing, sometimes you don't even know what happened to the person, or you don't even know the state the person was in, or what prompted the person to say whatsoever they said. But the issue here is that from the day he got his appointment, anything he does after that particular appointment, the president can take decision. But anything that happened before, we're not looking at that. If he go on up there as a liaison and he contradict or he go against the term of reference, the president can withdraw him. That's the president's decision. Thank you.
AB, you want to come in, and then Emmy will take us to the phone lines.
Now, saying, the old people always says that a high-headed soul need high-headed medications. So I strongly support Dazo. But let me first of all address one of the things that my brother said, my brother Francis. Dazo, he has an investment in his own time. Dazo has a guest house that he built. Dazo has a farm that this guy, I don't even believe that Dazo can even turn broke until his death. I don't believe it. Dazo also received money from the national legislature. How can you come here to say that Dazo is broke and this man looking for favor from the president? Let us be able to look at where Dazo was speaking figuratively.
Which figure of speech you was using, though?
Dazo
metaphor, Nelson. He was using a metaphor.
Dazo Johnson. Let us be able to look at when was the guy's first appearance. He did not first appear on a porn show. No. Dazo first appear on the 50-50 show. Go do your research. After that, the hacker Bouaka then managed to contact him from there. Because Dazo said a lot of something.
Are you giving an inside source? Is it an
No,
because you're telling us now how he was contacted. Because the concern
No comment, no comment.
Nothing. Devon brother have repeatedly told you that he has made up a commitment to support the Unity Party whatsoever way. So he will not discourage anything here. So let's listen to him.
Please go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So, to my understanding, you know, Dazo was on the right track, and history will judge Dazo. History will be on the right side. Dazo will be on the right side of history, because you know every high-headed soul need high-headed medications. So
who is the high-headed? When the brother said, in this case,
when the brother said that anyone will find you insulting the president, I will go after you, and the person, in fact, you need to be laid down for you to be given 25. That is figuratively. That does not mean that the brother will go to head and get them 25. That does not mean that Dazo Johnson will go all around to insult all of the person that are supporting that person. No.
Thank you.
Let us be able to open our third eye. The eye that see beyond all reasonable doubt. Thank you.
I have no spiritual eyes.
Nelson,
I'm not going to open it.
For 2 seconds, if we look at experience-based analysis, we can also tell AB that Dazo, giving his pass, is capable of actually giving people latches.
Exactly. I don't know
what What is exactly? What do you mean by exactly? Put your face good in the camera.
Also considering the proximity and the timing of the statement, there is a monetary motivation.
Let's give.
I have told you guys that this brother has some violent orientation and he needs to see a psychiatrist. He needs to go and see a psychiatrist.
Thank you very much, Alfred. Let's give Emmy her time. We can't keep the lone female on the show in suspense. Yeah.
So hey guys. So yeah. Let's be real, guys. We support President Boakai. Yes, we do. But when something is not, you know, Boakai, we gotta say it. Okay. This was wrong for him for that former senator to go on the radio and say something like that. I mean, we condemn President Weah for saying nobody will cause me to walk in the street free of Monrovia. What was the difference? Because it wasn't President Boakai saying that. I mean, it was the same wrong thing. We cannot sit here and say that something was right about that, right? But when we say that, when me and my, you know, girls say Elegant Design said that this appointment was in process before the man made his speech. I mean, I'm thinking that maybe he was so excited about the appointment and he thought he had to show loyalty, right? That's why he was making these comments. So to him, maybe please the president.
I know who Elegant Design is.
Can you mute?
I'm muted.
No, you're not, Mr. Rowe. So, that's what I'm thinking, right? I mean, I could be wrong. It's not a fact that I'm something that's my, you know, my talk of the whole thing, because he can't just go on and speak and then right away the appointment letter came out. I think he already knew about this. This was in the process, George. When we say it was already in process, that's what we mean. We're not trying to excuse President Boakai. Anyway, because I know every little thing you want to wrap it around President Boakai neck for you to pull it. There's nobody's telling you that somebody's trying to excuse. And first of all, if this is something that President Boakai will endorse, what would we say about when Mike Jabate said it to Nelson Honorable that he was going to do something to him? He was from, I don't know, Russia or Libya, whatever he came from, and all of that. Everybody did not go after him, saying that he should leave the crazy man alone, let him something. This is why Yeke is exposed the way he is now. This is why I always say we all support Yeke, because we were blindsided by the way CDC was going after him, every little thing that he said. If they was to ignore Yeke the way this government is doing, we would have been figured Yeke out. We're not gonna sit here and be supporting Yeke to win district to be suffering Nelson Tanade. No, we were not gonna do that.
No. We didn't know. Yeke is not suffering me. He's a representative of the district.
And you are a citizen of that district, so you are you suffering. Let me tell my own. So we're not gonna sit here and allow that to happen. But we didn't know. All we thought was Yeke has something so much to contribute, and CDC was stopping him when he go in the house to advocate. They tell him, "Oh, you cost president. We'll get you filed. I said we'll be you. We'll do that." It's like the same thing this guy is saying. And I thought at the time, no other representative should be saying that to your colleagues. I mean, he's not your child, and you are not put in a chamber to go fight for President Weah. So you shouldn't be doing that. The same thing with this guy. If you're being appointed to go to whatever center, you're not going there to go carry that and build with you to be looking for whoever insulting President Barker or not. I'm pretty sure, like Cindy said, our society, like some of us knew that you couldn't even hit your teeth at an older person, right? But we don't know what Liberia has turned into, politics or whatever, even females and everybody. I mean, they're just free to say whatever they want to say now. I don't know how we can deal with that anymore, but for somebody to say they insult an older person that can be your grandfather or your great-grandfather, people do on the show here all the time. And they are very comfortable with it. I mean, some of us were not, but people do it here. They're comfortable with it, and they're walking around and beating their chest because they feel like it's going to give that political party votes, which I don't know how that's going to happen, but that's what they believe. You just have to lead them with that, their audience, or let society see them for who they are, how you were raised. Because if I sit here and insulting somebody, that person, black guy, vote or politics or whatever, somebody will judge me like, well, Emmy is not a good person. She doesn't have any good upbringing. Somebody will be out there and have that in our thinking. And that's, you just exposing yourself. That's how I see it. So to go on air and be talking about, oh, you go whip somebody and go do somebody. No, I don't think that was necessary. And I don't know where I think that President Walker standing there, Mr. George, applauding this and letting this happen when we say that this thing was already in process. That's what we meant. That maybe he was just excited about it. So he felt like, oh, let me go show my loyalty to the president. And that was wrong. That's the wrong way to show you want to show your loyalty. Go wherever you are being appointed and do the best there. Be the best that you can be. That's all I got to say about that. So.
Well, thanks a lot, Emmy. With that, we want to go to the phone lines and just take a few calls. 0555-101075. Maybe you can take 5 calls. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Your name and where you call from? Hello. Hello, are you there? The line has frozen. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. You're alive. Let's hear you.
Are you getting me, sir?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. This is Benjamin Barker calling from GT Armstrong, Bapolo, Bomi County.
Bomi County. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, my brother. The freedom too much in this country that was suffer in the play, my brother. So because of freedom, people just go on the air and insult you know what impact making it has a negative impact on the country. And we put freedom software in America today, everybody get going. At the end of the day, people get time and the police and just shoot people and kill people. What people be doing anything for? So yeah, one of your guests saying that you overcall that the way he insult people and you supposed to do that. So you purchase in the man what you can do, my brother.
Thank you.
You get you and bring it off. And I'm cool at it, my brother. Yeah, I'm saying that.
Thank you very much.
Our senator can feed us, some of their farm. He has a property in Bomi County. I mean, that's one man. Go to me, go see me, go see me, raw farm, go see a farm.
Okay, thank you very much for your input. Hello, your name and where you call from? Let's hear you.
Hello, Nelson. This is Abraham do not calling from Grand Forks.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. You're live on the show.
Yeah, my attention has been drawn to the topic tonight. Basically, it's about the senator, Majibi County Senator.
Oh, yeah. And Mike, Senator Mike Gill and
they advised to the president. I think that it's fake. That's a fake advice. A lot of people had nothing to say to our president. Why you get all that advice? You didn't advise Joe we at the time. Then now you want to advise Joseph Boakai about how fake people around him should be careful. That's a fake advice. So yeah, that's my input for the topic tonight.
Okay.
So that's a fake advice. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and take this person. Hello, your name and where you come from?
Yeah, Nelson, how you guys doing?
Yeah, we okay. Let's hear you, sir.
It is now that Senator McGill and others know the rules of law. Although they did it yesterday, it was bad. We can't do it now. But Nelson, when will we come there to talk about the recent development in the Republic of Liberia? For example, the poultry, the farm, the soda farm, the rules, and other development that going on in Liberia. When will we open spoon one day for us to go strictly into development project, to the good activities that going on in Liberia? Every come here, we criticize other people, cause the president, other people cause my cause, and yet still we sometimes sit and condone those things. When will we?
That's a great concern.
As a supporter.
That's a great concern. I mean, that's a very good
listener.
That's a very great concern. Yeah, that's a very great concern, sir. We are certainly making up time for everything. I mean, the show is a capture of almost everything. Let me just squeeze this person in quickly to read, then you bring that person in. Hello.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you are live. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay, Nessie, my name is John Fabian. I do join you from Charlotte, North Carolina, USA.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Nessie, the issue about Senator McGill, I think is I don't know how the people will classify that as statement to be like. Senator McGill served as a staff for over 6 years. Let me just say 6 years, rather. And I don't even know how you call it, the advances and things he gave to the president then. And then now he coming to counter IQ, to counter IQ about the political. I don't really understand. I don't really understand how the Liberian people would look at somebody's statement, how they really look at somebody's statement to be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Ture, you want to bring that person in?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Legend, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, this is Elton Legend, and I'm calling from the United States of America. Ture, can you hear me?
You want to be on the way? Go ahead.
Let me say my regard to all of you on the panel tonight, my good friends there, and the beautiful Amy. I want to say hi to all of you. So let's get to the point. My call tonight is based on the fact that I want everybody to know we didn't bring our voices to spoon late night show to bring the government to worry about triviality. What do I mean by that? We brought this government to focus on meaningful things. Like, for instance, if Akara's grade during the past CDC government went on the U.S. campus to beat up students, a judge we did not take offense to that to fire him. Our government will fire Amin Modad for using funds to purchase a very luxurious car. That's what we brought the government to power for. If the past government did not take action on their
You got muted, Ture.
Ture, you muted.
You are muted, Ture. We can hear you.
So Donald Trump, America is not worried about that. They are worried about things that should affect the lives of the downtrodden masses, the poor people. We need to focus on things that will better the country. While we took power from a very famous soccer player and gave power to a wise President Joseph Boakai, a better president than President Boakai should not be worrying about whether somebody hurling invectives at him. The focus should be on bettering the country for what reason he took the country from George Weah. So my focus will always be on making our people's lives better, focusing on things that matter. Look, the slightest chance you get for Liberia, they want to run to the United States of America and government officials and see what it's doing in America. But they will never take that to the country and make the country a better country. Who worries in America if somebody hurts insult at the president? As long as the country is going better, I wouldn't do it. But people will do it. So the president should focus on bettering the lives of the people. That's why we took the country from George Weah. And I think our focus should be on that. Who love to the man who said you insult whoever insults the president? I think your focus should be on helping the president better our people's lives, better in the country. I love hearing today that our LEC is doing way better than it was in time past. So we want to hear all the good things from our people. Who cares? I love what LBS director UJ Bayat Bakime Fakon is doing. Let's hear good things from our government. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, thank you very much.
Let me squeeze the final caller in now. Oh.
Yeah, nothing good morning, and I say happy belated birthday.
Yes,
this
sir.
Is the new release Satama in Akoi from Masabola.
Thank you, sir. You want to take just?
I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I will come to say experience is the best teacher. So if the former chief of staff of the former government will come up to advise President Waka, I don't see nothing wrong with it because the place you have to tell people that is not conducive for working. So his advice, I think President Waka could listen to him. One. Secondly, let me get to something. I'm confused when I heard that he was appointed as the senior officer. We have the vice president, who is the president of the Senate, and the president deputy to the president of the Republic of Liberia. Then you have another committee headed by a senator called the committee for executive. So what would be the role of these people? I'm trying to comprehend why that appointment.
Okay.
And I want to agree with all the panelists that said, go on those Jagoja days where police will beat people. You know, we are moved from our place and we are now in the proper democracy.
Thank you.
And the credential we have now, the democratic credential we have in the South region right now, we don't need people who will say they will beat people born.
Thank you.
It was wrong, and nobody should come up with that threatening remark.
Let me hold you there, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your input, sir.
Last one from here, Nelson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. You got 1 minute. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you for having me, and I want to say hello to all of you. I have a question for George. Right. George stated an example where the former U.S. President Barack Obama rejected a pastor for saying certain things. So would George also tell the CDC, since Yeke Koluba can use profanity, would they muster the courage to tell him that he should not be a part of CDC and they don't need his support because he brings maybe immoral behavior to the society? Will he do that? Then my second point is, Toure said the insult is not a violation underneath our law. So then why would they have a problem with Sano Johnson, who also exercising his right? If it is not a violation, then everyone should be free to exercise the right. Because according to the Constitution, every person has the right to freedom of expression, being fully responsible for the abuse thereof. So if you express yourself, you should be held responsible for whatever abuse
that
will come after your expression. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so Nelson, I think there's a need to make clarity. I did not say in any way that Mr.
Okay, you're doing your closing, right? Okay, just do your
well,
closing.
If that would be my closing, then definitely. So basically, I did not in any way infringe onto Mr. Johnson's right to freedom of expression. But what I actually condemned was the fact that he said in a way that if anybody insults the president, he will, do what he got to do. As far as saying that we should start laying people and give them 25, you know what I mean? You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You have absolutely no ground under the Constitution to do that. That you lay somebody down for insulting the president and give them 25 lashes on their backs. That's what he said. Right? If he would have just stopped on the remark that he made, if anybody insults the president, he said, if anybody insults the president, he will go after those that are behind that person. All right. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. If somebody insults your president, in that case, you go ahead and insult whosoever behind that person. That's a fair game. All right. But if you say that we should mandate that anybody who insults president, we should lay them down and give them 25 lashes on their butt, then which one of the country that we actually over? That's not a job. You know what I'm saying? So the last caller, that was my position there. I'm not in any way saying if you say you insult somebody and who behind that person, he have a right to do that. But what he don't have the right to do is to incite something that says if anybody who insult the president happen should be laid down and given 25 lashes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ture. Sandy, you want to do your closing? 1 minute.
Well, Nelson, we had a great show, all of you. It's good to be here with you. I started the show just thinking about reflecting on, where we are as a country and what we can do to make Liberia better. I think the discussions here tonight also center around how we can transform the country. But I want to end here tonight by just talking about, the rule of law and the justice institutions in the country. We have delayed justice in Liberia, and I think that is not okay. I think there need to be actions taken for fully funded and reform the judiciary system to ensure timely, fair, and independent rulings. Most of our court systems are cluttered with cases that are overdue, and people are locking behind bars waiting trial. Some people spending years waiting trials. It is important that we reform the judiciary system. Again, I want to encourage our leaders to think about rebuilding the infrastructure or even building more infrastructure. I want to congratulate the administration on the road project leading to Rabosport, Grand Cayman County. I saw some pictures. I drove on that road. Grand Cayman County, I continue to argue that it will probably be the breadbasket of Liberia or the tourist spot of Liberia. It is a beautiful place. And I hope that, after the road is constructed, paved, that we'll start to promote that area, that part of the country, so people can gravitate to that part and we can enjoy the beautiful lake, the ocean, and just the beautiful vegetation that we have over there.
Thank you.
Friends, let's continue to talk Liberia, build Liberia, and hopefully our country will be think Liberia, and our country will get to a point where we will all be proud of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. AB?
Nelson, I strongly suggest that we should be able to bring it that person that is calling, that he wants to come here to be able to tell the Liberian people the developmental agenda of this government. I think we should be able, I strongly believe that we should be able to give this brother a fair chance on the show, that brother should be able to come here. This brother should be able to come here, wherein he served as a guest, and then we'll be able to ask him some questions. That's the way I strongly believe that you will be thinking the next time we have this show.
But if you're already there, do it for him.
So
10 seconds.
No, that is not 10 seconds. For the 5 seconds.
Go ahead.
I strongly believe that our government is moving in the right track.
Started out. You're doing well now.
We are gradually, as I said, we met the country people call country. We met it at a stage of a place. Now is moving from being a place to a country because of the developmental achievement of DMB. Thank you very much.
AB, you want to throw light on the yellow machine? What happened to it?
Go ahead, references. Don't worry, the yellow machine come in. Don't worry.
Oh, the galley at the barracks. Or the first 21 pieces that came the galley to the barrack. Maybe they give it to the army people. Anyway, folks, our lone sister, somebody said, I think that person, I want to buttress them too. Even though you went off camera a little bit at my time, so you just be silent, okay? They said, everybody, your hello, and also beautiful Amy on the show. I said, oh, I mean, you got plenty of people in the corner.
That's my brother. That's my
Oh,
brother.
now your brother? But they got plenty of brothers, so I want to be a brother too. Why not?
You can be my brother.
But on a serious note, my people, the two topics tonight are actually interesting topics. But on a serious note, Liberia is so contradicting, and Liberia and Liberians are so contradicting. I'm not part of that group, even though I'm a Liberian from the country, but I'm not part of it because that's the thing, right? President Farmer decriminalized anything that have to do with free speech. So people can call ma, call pa, call grandfather, call baby, calls everything. They're good. Under the penal law, I'm not a lawyer. It used to be, up to misdemeanor if you went to court and were guilty, and you could go to jail for it. But we are saying, no, man, let that thing go. So that is that. So honestly speaking, even since the war, all the things we do, those of us that go to the mosque, the other group of people go to the church, we all do the spiritual thing based on good moral. The Ten Commandments, for example. But people in a very environment that we saw them, the people that do bad, the people that do all the markers, all the ugly things that we don't want as a country, as a people. We don't want people, our family members to be involved. That the people we can glorify. When you're acting too straight in Liberia, they say you Chris Nicole, you Jesus Christ brother or sister. They don't like it. So for me personally, I wouldn't want to get involved into that. I know sometimes politically we get charged and say some stuff, but I wouldn't want to be that. Because I don't want anybody to do it to my mother, who is 78, 79 years old. My dad is about 96 years old. I don't want anybody causing because I didn't do nothing to you. But I can only control my own behavior. I cannot control the other man's own. But if we have an elder in the room or in the house, head of the country, and appointing bad people, ugly people, it is up to them. They have the constitutional backing to do so. On the issue of the former chief of staff to George Weah, I think he had a good intention. Let me play the devil advocate because I'm not a mind reader. There is no way we can express and use our experience without getting that experience from somewhere. I am very positive. Even if some people say he don't have a good intention, his advice is fake, I will agree with our little brother family here. He said something was it last night? About something he said, I don't remember, but he said something like that. You know why? Even if somebody didn't do better yesterday, they were in the position to do better. If they advise you, I would take it in good faith. Take it in good faith because how Liberia is. Almost everybody around Joseph Bagana advising him based on that they want the country to do better. They're doing it exactly based on what they can get out of it. And that's why Joe Baka should be sober and sober-minded. I want to say to everybody, including those that are watching us, thank you plenty. And our beautiful sister, thank you for showing up all the time. And our handsome men
and getting cussed at.
Men on the show, and our senior advisor, Sandy, my brother, you're doing great, man. Continue to advise, brother. You're good. So
why you gotta be senior advisor? You
no, actually I can enjoy Sandy, but sometimes he can cross the boundary sometimes.
Well,
he always busy until he's ready to talk.
AB mute yourself. You know, with regards to the argument that was put forth by the senator for Big County, I don't think he's the right messenger. Because if he did, they would have done tremendously well. In the 6 years, they were given power. So it's quite unfortunate that he will be the one now to be the trumpet blower to say the president should listen to him when he has 6 years to adequately advise the president on serious national issues like infrastructure. But we did not see them, the expectation that we had. In fact, since Liberia was funded, this was the first time that the power was given to, we say, the country boys. But they were there 6 years. The only thing they were doing, they were arrogant. They were not listening to people. They were filling their pockets. And that's what we saw happening. So at the end of the day, the major thing that they're supposed to focus on, they never focused on it. At the 11th hour, when they got ready to get focused, now it was late for them. They had to leave. On the issue of former Senator Sano Johnson, I think by this time, I heard people arguing that, oh, he's a farmer, he get farm. By this time, people that Sano Johnson is supposed to be an employer. Because these people ravaged the country. They stole a lot from this country. Why they get to show for it? You can't be running behind 1,500 job.
But Alfred, if the man has a farm, then obviously he's an employer. One person can operate a farm.
Nelson, I'm speaking from a place. This man being a corridor, this man Joseph Baga almost the same age of experience in government. He came from revolutionaries. He came from a revolutionary star from the MPFL. That's where he came from, joining the MPP. And we know what he did in our country. I grew up in our country, in our civil conflict. I know Sano Johnson. I know what they did in our country. So when I'm speaking from a place of experience. You can't tell me Sano Johnson will be in government for over 40 years, then he's coming to run behind to be, look at the job they gave him, legislative liaison. For what? For what? When you have the vice president, you have
what exactly?
To do what exactly? Who are you going to talk to be a liaison for?
Thank you.
It sounds so comical that the president will even decide in your mind that I can be mayor liaison. That's all. The wastage we can be talking about, sending can be talking about, yes, so the waste of government money that one on ASO.
Thank you.
That one on ASO, be giving somebody 1,500, 12 months. Free, and you said that to her, you're not be doing nothing. Because what you be doing? When you have the vice president, you have the Senate pro tem, you have people that you have what is his name from the newly elected senator that just coming in. All these people support the arrest agenda. So what kind of liaison where he's going to be doing? For what reason?
Thank you.
It's just another waste of money.
Alfred just accepted. Omar Eddie did it. Joia did it. So Joe Bucker should do it. That's it. That's the rescue right there.
Okay.
Sorry about that, but my brother.
Thank you. Look, guys, it's been an incredible show. I want to thank every one of you, even our listeners, even those who are in a comment section. Look, we appreciate Nelson and my fellow panelists. You know, the thing is that our country is a strange, strange place.
Is that for Alfred?
I don't get for you. They said they meant that one for you. The thing is that one of the callers asked me a question. Say, will we reject whether the CDC can reject Yaga Koluba's association. One of the things is that in Liberia, the law says you cannot restrict anybody from association. That means anybody can be part of any association. However, if we are going to campaign, we're not going to be campaigning with him, like what Baka did. We can't finish causing somebody like woman, causing the vice president, causing the president. Then we'll carry you now to go vote for us. No, we are not going to.
I'll hold you on that.
Even in the recent elections in Nima, was Jagat Koluba part of our crew that went there? No, he wasn't.
What crew
We
you
even
had
met him
in
there.
Nima? What crew was in Nima that he wasn't a part of?
Okay, let me finish. You talk your own. Yeah, you know you want me.
Let's just do a closing.
Just to distract me. Yeah, just distract me. So the thing is that for me personally, I don't believe in people insulting people. I don't believe that because I just feel that politics should be fun. Politics should be ideas, not just people come and shout and make noise. I don't think it should be that. So here's the thing: President Baka has the largest amount of advisors in the history of our entire country. He got 16 advisors, and now he's adding another person there to be liaison for the legislature. Even though he got a speaker there and a DJ and all the supporters of the government, because President Baka, strong leaders can accept opposition, weak leaders can despise it, and because President Baka is a weak leader, he cannot support anyone who will be hostile to him. So what he does is that he want to bring everybody who will say yes sir to him. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. So all that thing he's forming around himself are people who will just say yes sir. And I just want to commend Senator Mangiel for building that courage, because I said it from the beginning that if I were him, I wouldn't have said what he said. Because these people said they were more sophisticated than us. These people said they knew everything. They are more sophisticated. We did not know anything. We did not know both. But here they are, and they are saying, "Oh, the only thing they can boast on now." They say, "Oh, the president went to see how they call it, portrait. The building portrait in Liberia." The first time hearing it, they say, "Oh, we building road." They say, "Oh, it's raining in Liberia heavily," but they say, "Oh, they say they constant." So that achievement, it doesn't make any sense. But the thing is that our people are always carried, they are always carried by this publicity stunt. Now people will come on and want to believe, make people to believe as if they are doing something that nobody was doing or nobody was trying to do. You're building road, President. We was building road.
Oh my
You
God.
cannot pay teachers at the university. President, we are did it in a way that the teachers did not come on air. Your teachers are coming on air. University teachers are coming to say,
Thank
"Why
you,
are you not paying?"
George.
But the ridiculous part of it is, let me just conclude with it. The ridiculous part of it is that we got people who know and pretend not to know. And that's why Liberia continue to reach to grace, because it's going to be tough. Because the way I see it, I see people who can look at white and say it's black, and they will be there it's black, and then they will beat you with the nonsense. But it is what it is. So I want to say thank you guys. I appreciate your audience, and let's have a wonderful show next time when we meet. Thank you.
When the rainy season start in Liberia again? I'm just asking for my neighbor.
It's raining there heavy. I call there every day. I get people living there. It's raining heavily there.
I call that today on video.
It's up to you when you're not paying
According to our geography in Liberia, it's April 15 each year.
Go ahead. It's raining there. It's raining there. It's cold. If you get a girlfriend there,
we really have to go. We really have to go. We really have to go. Family, you want to take just 30 seconds quickly.
Also, when it comes to family, it be 30 seconds when they got not taking 10 minutes. All right, thank you very much, Nelson. Saying that how you want to do it, I mean conclusively conclude. All right. Many a times you always say in family that will attack first before you go to the issue. But let me be clear that these guys then, like my friend Josh, and I don't know Josh will be impulsive to just sit on the show and just say anything that get coming in your mouth. After follow the same trend too. I'm disappointed that Alfred will sit on the show and say, the former senator has no capacity to even hire or employ one person, and you sat right on the show and they told you say the man get farm. Can they see men go run his own farm? That track out of thing once I don't want to get we call that one verbal diarrhea, and you know you get come out of your mouth. So I don't know who the nurse on the show and not even giving you something to stop that diarrhea. But quickly, Georgie sat on the show here and just saying all kind of things. He said the president, people happy for electricity, people happy for road, people happy
Amy,
for.
I hope you give me 30 seconds to respond.
No, thank you. Stop, mute, please. Your diarrhea will stay till tomorrow. Go ahead.
But you see, so George, relax, rest your body. So when the good things are happening, when the good things are happening in the country, let us be clear. You know, let's be clear. Just how we used to say in science classes, say be conspicuous, be clear, and you know, say the thing. It will not kill you. The roads are building. They are constructing roads in the country. People are getting water. The electricity. Why are you so angry that people coming out to say, Maynes said the time was all be collecting people there, be chunking away the people, MCC stay sweeping. Why are you so angry? Because people saying, oh, the current too much, all the things are getting frozen in our bars. You angry? Why are you so angry? So I thought you're supposed to be saying, oh, yeah, oh, we are happy that it is happening. And some of you have become prophet of doom. You saying that nothing good will happen in our country. You run your way, you come back again. So quickly, Amy, before you transition, there's this quotation. I mean, leave it with Alfred. Maybe Alfred came across it. But Socrates says something, you know, for some who read philosophy will know. He said, in time of morality, it is best to seek general knowledge by exposing falsehood. For ignorance is the only source of evil. For people who behave so ignorant, those people you can be scared of them, they are witchcraft. You see something happening and you say you're not happening. Now the witchcraft in there, so you don't have to go blood before people say you witchcraft. The judge is ignorant. He sat on the show here and he's telling people that nothing happened in our country. Why would you celebrate portrait? Why would you celebrate current? Why would you celebrate?
Because I know so you're not giving minutes. So
Thank you.
All right, let me leave it like that.
So I would call that in denial. I wouldn't call it ignorant. He's saying that he knows it's happening, but
like
we've been hearing that opposition job is to, I guess, pray for a country to do bad.
Can you just give me 30 seconds? Let me respond to my brother, please. Just 30 seconds.
When I'm done, my own 5 minutes in, when 30 seconds with me, you can have it. So yeah, so we come here, we all want the government to do well. We don't want people going around threatening. I don't think President Boaga want anybody to go around fighting his battle. President Boaga have a lot of people. They get banned having, like my brother said, what is it? The verbal diarrhea or whatever, all over the place. And everybody's saying, and I'm so loving it, how everybody ignoring this guy. You know, I wish people would have done it. The past administration, like I said, my brother Nelson would not be suffering by now, and other people in that district. We would have known better not to support him. Now, Jackie doesn't have anything. He doesn't hold any. He doesn't have anything to do with his district. He doesn't know what to do with his district. So all he thinks he has to do is to be yelling, walking in the street, and having people coming to him, hugging him, and all of that. We didn't know all of this because we thought this guy was he was a good lawmaker, but they were not allowing him to do his work. So I mean, nobody should be coming and I like how everybody shut Mike Jabate up when he did that too. So I hope the president will have a word with the former Senator Johnson to do the same thing, because it wasn't good the last time. It's not good now. Nobody should be, chasing. And left with Yege. Everybody, like I said, he's exposed. He has been exposed. He exposed himself a while ago. We all know him now. When he doing that, I would say, yeah, you're right. BO was I say you're BO, our problem. We don't want to put you in that place here. So for 2029, we were praying to get you out of there too. But yeah, that's the only thing you can do right now. Than to pay him. What if he hears something like that right now? That's his. He'll be like, "Oh, thank you, Lord. I wanted some noise. Now this guy had given me something. Let me go sit down on my lip, and then he'll come out and start doing and yelling and saying all of these things that people want to and not want to listen to what he'll be saying. It. Just ignore him and let him have his moment this time. And do, if you want to please the president, guess what? Do the Liberian people's job. Whatever place he appoints you, do it and do it to the best of your ability. And I'm pretty sure that would have his attention, and not going around trying to be macho for him or whatever. It's not good for our democracy. And we should also Senator McGill. Finally, I think Senator McGill is giving. Well, this advice is not coming as he loved President Boakai. He wants him to succeed, and he giving him this advice, right? Even though what he's saying is right, because, like he said, he's experienced. He experienced it. He saw it happen. Who knows? He was one of those guys that were doing it. He saw it happen, so he's saying that now, being rubber about it now. So even though it's coming out in it, because we all know it's not coming from a good place, because the place he's sitting, the gathering he's in and giving that speech, it's not no pro Boakai movement gallery over there. It's not something that, let's go advise the government and do this and do that. No, they went there to group up, to gang up and do stuff like my auntie said, chaos, the creates chaos in the country. So we all know it wasn't something to, advising to do right, to do this, but the advice is good. Coming from a right place, now that's an argument for another day, but it's a good advice to follow. So we shouldn't be on him too much. Maybe, like everybody can say, he was in that position. Maybe he was afraid of the president. Or maybe he now see it as something that is haunting him. He had to come out and say it. So I don't see anything wrong with it. And kudos to our developmental Asibo for his road projects and for the Southeastern Road. And like my brother said, he said, grandkid man, right? After when you go back, you'll be riding smoothly, no bumping. You can carry whatever, you'll be good. So we have to thank God about that. I mean, we're not saying the government is doing excellent. Everything is all gravy. But the people are crying. What you want to do to all? Why are you bringing plenty of lady? We told you one small leg. You want to the plane to paradise on earth. But anyway, all I bring letter to make fun. But we should be appreciated. We should say things that I am pray for more good things.
Give me a lot of second number. You won't finish it too?
Okay, say it, take it. Jeez, what you want to say to the man?
If you respond, that means Nelson will give me a chance to respond.
Nelson, please, give me 30 seconds, please.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he will want to come back after, and it'll be back and forth. So let's just.
AB is here to make his to do his.
AB already not close.
No, already close. Yeah, all right.
Just 30 seconds, Nelson.
So guys, we have to go. Can we do the 30 seconds in the back?
Yeah, let's do it in the back.
Nelson, please, man. Please, man.
Yeah, let's do the 30 seconds in the back.
Yeah, no.
Can we have a vote?
All those you're open tomorrow. You're open tomorrow.
But Nelson, this is my first time on the show. I'm asking you for 30 seconds. I have not been disrupted.
After I own better, but let it go tonight. Just let it go. Keep something. We can't give out everything.
I want to say thanks to everyone for being on tonight. Fambole, thank you. Josh Clickback Widow. Thank you for being on tonight. Alfred Konowa, we appreciate
you. Go read a book. Go read a book.
Princess Duno, we appreciate you as well for being on tonight. Thank you. Batara Boture, LPP, the man who supposed cancel Tiawan Gonglo. We appreciate you for leaving the old man in the middle of the water when he needed you the most. Sandy, the ANC representative on the show, we appreciate you as well.
My picture I sent you. Where are they?
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good.
Keep corruption in our country. That's a council.
Okay, so let me just let's do this as let's do this as
Let
a
developmental as Zibo finish
quick one. Yeah, let's do that as a quick one. Sorry, I logged out already. I have to link this again. Let me do this quickly. It was good. You reminded me. We want to do a special birthday greeting. For a brother. Sandy is going to say more on that. Where's Sandy here?
My man, family, I read it. He making me to miss my literature classes, man.
Okay, so these. Oh, you fumble that.
You sound
chemistry teacher.
But the man, that boy got some green. Yeah.
You remind me of my class, my literature class in high school. Here was reading Things Fall Apart, right? And it seemed like that whole
Nelson, are we stay on the air?
Yeah, we stay on air. So Sandy, can you go
Yeah,
ahead?
well, I just wanted to send a birthday shout out to my friend and brother, Mr. T. Edwin Tay. T. Edwin Tay served the U.S. military. Edwin is my longest friend that I ever have. I don't keep friendship for long, but this brother, no, be honest, but this brother and I has been through it, through thick and thin, sorrow and happiness, from childhood to our days in Monrovia, and now we are both here in the States. And this boy here is a family man and proud to serve the United States. So, brother T. Edwin Tay, wish you very, very blessed happy birthday. May God continue to bless you, and may you continue to shine in everything you do. Coming from me and from the rest of the guys here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But what's the rank? We gotta call the man by his rank.
Thanks for your service to country.
Just celebrate it, brother.
No, the army people love you. Don't say that rank then. You can just call him brother, mister. Take it from me.
That man soldier, I'm gonna cook in the kitchen.
You don't cook in the kitchen, Joe.
That's not right, George. Stop being
Come on, man. Hey, George,
Happy birthday, T.
Don't say that. Not everything you want to, bro.
So happy birthday, Mr. Tay. T. Edwin.
Happy birthday, Mr. Tay.
We wish you all the best. Thanks for your service to humanity, and we wish you many.
Yeah, we just see Nelson uniform like this, man.
What? Nelson,
come on, man. You know, but thanks a lot. Everyone has been a great show, Mr. Tay. Happy birthday to you.
Nelson, don't do that.
As you celebrate your birthday. And we look forward to being here again tomorrow. Josh, people can count on the show in that canal. Anyway, we're gonna have a show.
Man, literally, keep a back rope.